How is it possible that a private Jewish attorney uncovers new information about Hillary Clinton's alleged email crimes every day while the limp-wristed cowards in Congress learn nothing new? Hello, this is Charles Benninghoff on the 5th day of May 2016. And today I'll be talking to you about, you guessed it, Hillary Clinton's email scandal and how it's time for patriotic Americans to give Congress a swift boot to their rear ends on this very issue. If you think that Hillary Clinton's email scandal is, and I quote, no big deal, then here are 2 quick facts you should know. North Korea now knows how and when our spy satellites are surveilling its nuclear facilities and outrageous human misconduct. Plus, the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant knows that we are aware of their terrorist training camps in Cuba, just 90 miles off the coast of Florida, and that those training camps are the probable source for 40,000 jihadi warriors who have come in the United States via the Cuba grant of immigration status. America's enemies know this classified information because it was kept on, you guessed it, Hillary Clinton's unsecured email server in a closet in her house. United States top secrets are in Hillary's closet. If you want to know the latest information about this scandal, keep watching. But if you already believe, as I do, that Hillary Clinton is not above the law, click on the link on your video screen right now and go to our action page. Contact Congress and tell them to start doing their job. Otherwise, we will leave a historical record for generations of future Americans to know that the members of Congress in 2016 were every bit as corrupt and lazy as Hillary Clinton is and refused to uphold the law, just like she does. You can do that from our action page. The group Judicial Watch, which is run by that private Jewish attorney mentioned earlier, just won a request to depose Hillary Clinton's comrades at the State Department, including former Chief of Staff Cheryl Mills and Clinton's powerful personal assistant, Huma Abedin, who has extremely close ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and other terrorist groups. All of which raises an immediate question. Why hasn't Congress called these idiots in to testify? Why do they sit on their hands? Why do they do nothing? Congress once called President Ronald Reagan to testify about the Iran-Contra deal. And earlier in the 20th century, the most powerful Mafia bosses from New York and Chicago were forced to testify before Congress. Congress has the power. Congress has the authority. Congress has the right to compel testimony from anyone it wants to. But this Congress is such a pack of cowards that it can't even subpoena emails from Clinton's personal assistant. Here is an example that highlights this hypocrisy. When a U.S. Marine sent a warning to his commanders that an al-Qaeda terrorist was dressed as a police officer and walking around an American base in Afghanistan, the Obama Justice Department tried the Marine for espionage because he sent the warning through his Gmail account. Does that sound insane? Yes, it sounds insane, but it's true. Maybe they prosecuted the Marine because the al-Qaeda terrorist was one of Obama's second cousins. The law is enforced to the letter when it happens to everyday Americans, but when it applies to a Democrat in power, nothing is enforced. Hillary Clinton has an estimated 2,000 classified messages on her unsecured home-based server. The hacker Guccifer, have you ever heard of this guy? He's a hacker from Romania. He goes by a nom de plume, so to speak, Guccifer. It could be Guccifer because that's the way he spells it, like a Gucci handbag. But anyway, this guy from Romania is now in an American prison cell and is negotiating with federal prosecutors by describing how easily he accessed Clinton's email server. In other words, this Romanian is basically an uneducated hacker, got into Clinton's email server in her closet and found out what her secrets were. Even while the United States can't have a congressman elected and paid almost $200,000 a year figure out how to subpoena her. Here is one more fact that no mainstream media broadcast has ever mentioned. When Hillary Clinton was ready to resign as Secretary of State, she sent an email to Cheryl Mills at the State Department. Clinton asked to borrow a book that describes how to permanently delete emails from a server and how to avoid having your emails subpoenaed. We don't know this because of Congress. We don't know this because of anybody investigating as a journalist. Well, how we know this is that Jewish attorney who was working to preserve our Judeo-Christian heritage in America, just as Pray for Us, Pray for the United States is doing. We are a nation of laws based on the Judeo-Christian principles of the Bible, and not a nation based on a communist cult of personality. Or are we? The decision is up to you. And what do I mean by that? Let me read to you from Deuteronomy in chapter 17, starting in verse 19, where it says that the king must keep the book of the law with him at all times. And I quote, "And the king shall read the book of the laws all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, and be careful to observe all the words of this law and these statutes, so that his heart will not be lifted above his brethren." In other words, a person in authority, whether they are a king or a president or a secretary of state or Huma Abedin, which is I equate very much to that narcotic addicted nephew, never can get anything right but always ends up on his feet. All these folks are subject to the same laws as you are. No one is above the law. If you think that Hillary Clinton is not above the law and that the rule of law is still important in our Judeo-Christian nation, speak out now. If you are already on our action page, use the form to the right to contact Congress immediately. If you are watching this on YouTube, Facebook, or some other channel, click the link appearing on your video screen to be taken to our action page. You can use our action page to send messages to every member of Congress. Tell them to use every ounce of their authority to start issuing subpoenas and demanding arrest warrants for every State Department employee who has participated in the largest document dump of classified secrets to foreign enemies in the American history. Click the link now. Take action now. The country you save will be your own. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you freedom, fulfillment, and God's blessings.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.